So, Ron, are you ready?
Somewhat, yes.
Because it's just a model. Oh, here we go. Reading Glasses, a series of ongoing conversations on the interstitium of innovation, design, philosophy, and tech with my friend Ron Kersic and myself, Peet Sneekes. And I've got a couple of things. I've of course self-serving because I've written stuff in the past weeks. But perhaps you have something to mention to the peoples?
Well, I have delightfully nothing. As in,
that sounds like a wonderful vacuum.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the so this is the second day of what I call my self-inflicted sabbatical.
I'm not sure if other people can inflict sabbaticals.
I know, but I just
You're having a sabbatical.
I just love the play of words. No, so for the for the next 3 to 6 months at least, I want to be not working, as in professionally employed.
Right.
So for the next 3 to 6 months, it's all me about my thoughts.
Okay.
And getting them out in the world, or not.
Okay. So you might publish things, or you might just sit somewhere in a corner in Buddhist seat style.
I have literally no idea.
Okay.
But I have this working idea, a working model that, let's say, for the past 2 or 3 decades, where I have been peddling around ideas, but never wrote them down in a book. Or something comparable, long-lasting.
Yeah.
And that was because I'm so tied up in my professional work.
Yeah.
Which I typically am.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it starts slightly before 9 a.m. and it continues a bit after 5 a.m. So
it's quite distracting work.
Yeah, work is quite distracting. So I thought, I mean, it's now or never, sort of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds a bit dramatic, but it's the...
Now you have the opportunity to do so.
I have the opportunity to do so, have the means to do so. And also, let's face it, it's also the time to do so.
Right.
I mean, this is not a time where things are just, bumbling along and everything is normal and we know what will happen next month. And, absolutely not.
So you see the opportunity to also...
Yeah.
Catch the next wave, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, so and that's a nice one. So in that sense, like the guy on the surfboard, I'm now paddling. So that when the wave actually rises and crashes, I'm on the top of the wave.
Yeah. So
that's my justification. Okay, that's the.
Well, that's. I think that's a great thing. I've been doing this. Well, I'm forcefully, I guess. So somebody forced me to do so.
So this is
I can tell you, taking the opportunity to do so might be a little bit better because you don't feel the pressure to actually get hustling, right?
Yeah.
And that's for me at the moment. It's like getting the hustle ready. It takes a lot of time as an entrepreneur or as a designer as well.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, to me, the free time I have in between jobs, in between assignments, is quite nice. It is, but for me, it's incidental rather than structural.
Yeah.
And I wish you well, man. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So, do you have like inklings, like little bits of kindling? Are you? Would you like to focus more on the big topics nowadays, or?
No, it's a couple of things. I mean, it's the for quite some time now. Because I'm co-writing it, have a book in the making, the book is called Tech Futures for Indefinite Optimists. Which I kind of...
That's definitely a title made by Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is. I mean, that book has a span of like 300 years. Understanding how technology, etc. So that one, I mean, it's pretty much written, but now it needs to be written, right? I mean, everything is there, but now it's the... No, but let's face it. I mean, if you look back at our episodes of this delightful podcast, right? I mean, at least every episode there is a phrase like exoskeleton, or dungeon master, right? And there are many words and images behind those simple phrases, right? And we kind of touch upon, and it's the... But these things need a bit of TLC, tender love care.
Yep.
And I just don't just want to write just an article. That's a bit, I don't know. That's not what I want to do.
You want to give it like a structure, a backbone, a theme, if you will.
The format or the medium needs to fit the message, right? And I have no idea what that is. But I know that I need time to actually figure out what this is, or accept that I don't know what it is and never know will, right? So this is almost like a bet, right? My bet is I need more time and more structural, mind space. Mm-hmm. Ask me in 6 months' time how that bet went, and maybe the bet just failed, and I'm structurally incapable of doing these things. Okay. But then I know.
Or you don't like it. That might also be.
That's even better.
That's something I came across because I do write articles, and it's basically so people think I'm publishing because I feel like my opinion is very valid and stuff like that. But I just need a place to order my thoughts and finish my thoughts. That's exactly what you kind of told us. Yeah. Of this podcast. So most of the time after a podcast I think, so how would that play out? And I've tried to write down that script. And I actually quite like that activity. Also to build upon, right? So that you can basically do some world building, if you will.
Again, one of the phrases we mentioned, right? And again, I mean, it's there is so many things behind it. And of course, I really think we actually hit on these things, right? And I think they're really fascinating.
Yeah, indeed.
But it's but also a now ex-colleague is still working at the place I worked.
Yeah,
and she's using material we made 8 years ago.
Oh yeah,
and now they resonate.
Yeah,
and now people say, "Oh, this is really awesome," and it's the. That's how long it takes.
Yeah.
And it's not because people are stupid or something, but it just it took us 8 years to shape it, and in such a way that now it's obvious.
Yeah.
Right? You need to polish. It's the you need to rub the magnet until the needle becomes magnetic itself, and that takes some time.
Yeah. Or unbeknownst to you, the bigger world is
same thing.
Preparing the world for your message, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just like skip roping. Yeah. You just jump in at the right moment.
Yeah. So I mean, and you wouldn't say it if you hear me talk, but actually, intellectually, very patient.
Yeah.
I'm actually willing to wait years. Until something is right.
I think so too. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Until I just know it's right, and I cannot tell you upfront what is right.
Yeah.
I can try, but it's bullshit. But when it's there, it's right. Just like my colleague is now experiencing.
Yeah.
It works. People get it.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
people want this.
Yeah.
Without me telling, you should want this.
Yeah.
Right? So it's So this is my little pressure cooker system.
That's really nice.
I just have to try this because otherwise I wouldn't forgive myself.
I think that's perfectly okay. Yeah, to me is I'd love to experience that as well, but at the moment, I just want to make stuff. I got the urge just to just give me something to make. Let me react. So nowadays it's both track like, okay, so that little thought that we had, how might that play out in like a very distant future, like from 5 years and on. But sometimes also behaviors that you see that you really just feel like are interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm a contrarian by profession, so I really like to say, no, I think you're wrong. Or obviously you're wrong.
I was about to say that. You hardly use the qualifier, I think you might be wrong.
It's too polite indeed. So if we, because this is one of the things, right? So if we wait and you just said, I don't know how long it takes. I don't know what that moment is, but when it's there, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like looking into how long have we been doing AI? I think since seriously in the public domain, like in the public sentient. I think that's like from 2019, somewhere like that, to now, like 6 years perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what your starting point is. I think for many people, also many people listening, it will be November 2022.
Yeah.
Was it 2020? Yeah,
that was the introduction of
ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, based on GPT-3.
Yeah.
So you could take GPT-2 as a starting point.
They actually see things happen that you might not have be able to do before that.
Yeah, I mean, it's you see a sufficiently large scale response of people as an what is this?
Yeah. Just
Curiosity, amazement, panic.
Yeah. They're taking their jobs.
Yeah. I mean, it's the. I can vividly remember. I mean, I saw ChatGPT. That must have been the week of December 5th, 2022.
Oh, you have an exact.
No, because
is this just before the birthday of somebody?
No, that's my birth week.
Oh yeah.
And I saw I always take a week off around my birthday.
Yeah.
And in my week off, I saw on Twitter, back then it was called Twitter, a software engineer I happen to know having a discussion with what I thought was another software engineer.
Oh.
And after a couple of steps in the thread, I thought the other software engineer is awfully polite and patient.
Yeah. Which is not the case in the real world.
Not in the case. So that's why I kept reading, and I thought something is off here.
Yeah.
Not because the text and the code it was producing was off, but it was so polite and patient.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then I discovered this software engineer was a thing called ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Which I then start looking into, and I can still remembering my boss. Yeah, I said a couple of weeks later in the Christmas holiday, I texted my direct colleagues.
Yeah,
it's going to be big. We need to be prepared. And then in the second week of January, so 2023, I was asked to clear out my agenda because we needed to have an opinion on this thing called ChatGPT.
Oh, that's nice.
So for me, that was the watershed moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you just mentioned that you could recognize that something was off in the communication.
Yeah.
So I was writing this article. It really doesn't matter what, but I asked ChatGPT 5.5, I think, to review it and say, hey, do you have some pointers? I'm not really pleased with the structure. Could you please give me some insight into it and give me a polished version from your perspective, just for me to learn. And it gave me that, and I started reading it, and it got phrases like, but that's not the real point. It's actually this, and here is where it changes, and phrases like that just littered throughout the text. And I thought, I've heard this before, and I'm following a news YouTube thing. It's called, I think, The World of L, and she presents basically the news through a data perspective. So she analyzes the data and she gives the perspective on how news might impact each other or how it resonates together in being one movement rather than just incidental news articles. It's sometimes quite interesting. But her script was exactly the same pacing, the same tone as my article. And I was baffled because I haven't seen that before in ChatGPT, that it was so outspokenly like a specific tone of voice, specific usage of words and stuff like that. And to me, it was like, okay, you're done. You're not usable anymore. So because I started asking, hey, could you rephrase it? Could you use my draft article and use that for tone of voice and wordage and structure? And it didn't. It couldn't. It seemed like I didn't use your trick to reflect on itself. So I might do that because I wasn't patient enough. So I just wrote it with myself. But to me, it was like striking how similar that was, because like I said, I read it in my mind and it's like, this is L. I'm listening to this person I follow on YouTube. And I'm not sure if it's like Is this to the detriment of this person, or is her tone of voice perhaps the new mode, if you will?
I don't know. Maybe she uses the same ChatGPT 5.5 prompt like you do. I've no idea.
Yeah, of course. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't have to be, right? I think AI kind of represents also a zeitgeist. And perhaps either it dictates a zeitgeist, of shaping it, or it might be informed by things that it's seen in the past.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, actually.
I have no idea.
Because, no, me neither. But
what level of thinking did you use?
The little toggle?
Yeah.
I don't think. Most of the time I use figure it out yourself mode.
Yeah.
So not per se deep thinking, because there's no deep thinking to be done.
No, that's the...
or at least I don't think so.
Yeah.
But to me it was like, okay, you mentioned this in the previous podcast, like, hey, there is a tool that can check whether or not something is written with AI.
Yeah.
And to me it was like, oh yeah, that's interesting, but I'm not sure if it's useful. But nowadays it's like, wow, this is really obvious. And I'm not pleased with that. It's like, I'm contrarian. I don't want to be the same as the other people.
No, that's
no matter how interesting style it is.
No, I totally get that. I mean, it's the. I typically use ChatGPT to get the thinking in order. So the let's say the story arc.
Yeah.
Claude for the words.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have this really weird, So
that's your quirk, or that's?
No, this is also fascinating, right? Because we think these things are the same, but but they're not.
Yeah. No,
right?
no, not at all.
That's also what is at the thinking level, right? I mean, it can be a massive difference.
Yeah.
So it's so as an operator or dungeon master, right? You have quite a bit of knobs to turn. No, so for wording and phrasing, I typically go to Claude.
Yeah.
But then especially to say where I'm a bit too, I don't know, whatever it thinks that is, right? It's actually to critique the wording I use. Sometimes it says that is not you, which I really love.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And I apparently somehow in my relationship with Claude, I use the emoji. You know, I use that one. I use that one quite a lot. And now more quite often it actually responds like this, right? It's it is kind of fun. Yeah, so it's I totally agree. I mean, it's I'm actually shocked, but I mean. I'm not sure if I nowadays write in Codex. Have I told you that one?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, so because Codex is really cool, because in Codex you can run a browser in Codex.
Oh.
So in Codex.
Yeah.
Right? And I have this tool from Every. It's called Proof.
Link in the snow globes, by the way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Also, the link to the world according to L.
Yeah, because basically that's a Markdown editor, but that's a Markdown editor with an API that is really nicely usable by an agent.
Oh.
So what I typically do, I have my conversation with Codex, so back and forth, right? Trying to flesh out the ideas and that kind of stuff. And at a certain point, I say, this is a nice thing we actually reached. Persisted in the document.
It's a collaboration, truly.
It is a collaboration. I actually want to make a point about that one. And it's so gradually by having the conversation, the stuff I wanted to read is almost like the persistent residue of the conversation. Right? I'm not writing that thing. I'm having a conversation.
Yeah.
And almost like a scribe, certain things then end up in the document. And that works really well, because then you get to a document that sounds like me.
Yeah,
I think that gets past the typical. It's not this, but this, right?
Yeah.
I still love the M dash, so I allow a few.
I never use the M dash. I just use the. I think I use the normal dash as the M dash.
Yeah, I was an M dash power user. No, but I found this because this one is really, really fascinating. And why is it fascinating? Because yesterday, and it will be a link in the snow globes as well. A guy, a CEO of a startup, and they generate code with AI, right? So,
Yeah.
and I think he said something like 35,000 lines of code, and 235 sentences in our conversation with the AI.
Oh.
The conversation is the artifact, not the code.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So instead of lines of code, we now have lines of conversation, Pete.
Yeah.
I think this is fascinating.
There's a new way to quantify a context, if you will.
Yeah. I think 235 lines in 250 sessions.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I mean, and this I totally get.
So does it remember because I ask because that would be wonderful, right? So that you really build up a rapport, but also a common understanding of how you write, for example, or how you want to edit, or how you want to learn. As an author, because that will be very nice. It kind of also hooks into one of the things I wrote about.
Yeah, so one of the things I want to do in my self-inflicted sabbatical is that I flesh this one a bit more out, right? I mean, because how can I certain things that I do persist outside of the conversation, right? Can I take certain patterns in the conversation and turn that one into a skill? Right, so that I can later just apply almost like a pattern or a template to another conversation. But this whole, I have no idea how to call this. This whole modality of me writing something by not writing it, but talking about it in Codex. And gradually I see that. So on the left pane, I'm talking to Codex, and that's why I said so the proof is running in.
That would be nice.
Yeah. And it's actually my personal conviction, belief, vision. That, I mean, nowadays we have these little sparkly icons, right? Everywhere, everything has an AI, right?
Stars, 4 stars, 4 stars.
I mean, there is something in Slack and there is something in this, right? I think it's going to be the other way around. You have your Codex or your whatever, and all these things end up in there.
I think so
right?
too. I concur.
And that's the
sorry.
So this almost feels like an MS-DOS window again, right? In that sense.
Yeah, well, indeed, DOS as being an access to a repository, right? The disk operating system in case of DOS. But in this case, RON operating system. So perhaps we should coin some names like a runtime or ron.ai or
runtime. We had that one in a previous episode. That was kind of
claim the domain before this goes live.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, but it's a really interesting. But the same when I'm making images. I'm not making images. I'm having a conversation with how the image could look like. And then I say, show me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just as a snapshot, and then we continue. I said, "Oh, no, show me."
Like a low-res version or whatever kind of
That's
thing.
it. That's it.
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
it's a really. I mean, so the lines of conversation. When I saw that yesterday, I said, "This is exactly this."
It's kind of like, indeed, seeing it grow, right? Seeing it take shape, but also. And this is what we talked about last time. It's like, would there be a visual tool to see whether or not the understanding is complete? So you both can see it, your world is being created in front of you, but also that you can see, oh, damn, I forgot the mushrooms or the little houses or the dogs. And so please add some dogs. Pop, 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 pop. And then you can see, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah. And so... The one thing, because this is a big theme, or one of the big themes when I was really interested in digital. The one thing that I found was breaking our society, if you will. Let's say that it left definite traces in how we interact with commerce and with each other. Is that everything digital is individual. Right, we're talking about preferences. We're talking about bespoke and personalized and stuff like that. And there's never a sensibility on us. For example, I want a Ron and Peet sensibility. And this is something I wrote about because I think, in particular, an AI would be awesome to, for example, put a for the lack of a better word, a design world, right? So we're world building as a group. We're contributing by talking to it, by talking to each other, and the AI or whatever kind of thing is following us along, and it constructs like this more and more complete design world.
Yeah.
And then you can say, okay, make the thing that we will all be proud of.
Yeah.
Make the thing that our commercial sensibilities are also resonating with.
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of like, oh, that will be wonderful, but it's missing out.
Yeah.
In the digital world, we kind of said, well, F this, we're not doing this. Everybody gets their own phone. And there isn't a commonality phone, right? Except for chat groups or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I like this AI to be like a central, not a hub, but let's say a participant of a group hive mind, if you will.
Yeah.
And be the steward. That's it. I want the AI to be the steward of the hive mind, being the bonsai cutter that it says, oh, no, this isn't relevant anymore, and this needs to be a little bit. I need to ask these questions to make it more complete, for example, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think truly that in the near future, I think we talked about this last time, that we're not talking about features and about screens and about stuff like that. Let's say if we're building apps or whatever kind of thing, but that we're kind of saying, okay, as a group of designers, we want this to happen. We find these aspects of our product very important. Let's say having a friendly tone of voice, or basically the unique selling points.
Yeah.
And
the smell of the place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the smell of the place. The things that you say, oh, this I feel at home. Or let's say for municipality services, I really don't want to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, wink. And it's to me, and I don't know. You know better than I think, but I haven't seen such a thing.
No. I mean, because again, no, I totally agree, and this surprises me, because if there is a technology that could be, I wanted to say social, but that it's so interhuman, right? So in between people, right?
Yeah.
And
interstitium.
Interstitium. Yes. It's this.
Yeah.
It really is. Oh. I was wondering, I know this title, but now I see I subscribe to his newsletter.
Yes. Yeah, I'm collecting books.
Yeah.
Just so for the people at home, this is the book.
Yeah,
just because it's beautiful in this case, but also because the topic is quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, very. It's the book by Bernard Hobart. The newsletter is absolutely not recommended.
Okay.
Because the guy writes a lot. It's an expensive newsletter.
Right.
And
it's like the fire hose of ideas.
He writes a lot, and it's really dense. And it's he is a great thinker, I think.
Yeah.
But it takes me a day to understand his article. So I'm actually paying to his not so cheap newsletter, almost like a masochistic exercise.
Yeah. I totally can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I hate that you come up with these ideas. I need to understand it nevertheless.
It's really interesting. So but again, right? I mean, we have been on this path of digital, right, for the past 60 years or for 40 years, if you take the world. That was a starting point, right? And that was a very individual one.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's because of, I don't know, Silicon Valley culture. I have no idea.
No, I know why.
Oh, tell me.
Databases and sessions. These two things. Because sessions can't span like more persons. It's an individual. And databases, because we started out with certain structures. This is kind of like when we talk about architecture, right? In software, we have a lot of architecture things, and I think in software we use a lot of architecture words, and those have effects, right? So if we talk about scaffolding, for example, we know kind of like how it works, but at the same time we are also limited by that word on how we think it might be able to work in the digital space, because it might be way better. Yeah. And I think such a thing also happened in the digital space for whether or not something is individual or communal, if you will.
Well, yeah, I mean, this started with the personal computer.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Personal,
yeah.
I mean,
there
it is.
In your smartphone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, and the reason why personal computers resonated so much, because the computers we had before that one actually were shared ones.
Yeah.
But really expensive.
Yeah,
ones,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's no, I mean, but for whatever reason, right, we are on this personal, individual trajectory.
Yeah.
And then something new comes along that looks like a computer or digital, and of course we continue on that trajectory.
Exactly.
Right?
Until somebody says, wait a second, we can do better.
Yeah.
Or we need something better.
I mean, right? I mean, the moment we said dungeon master or world building, right? I mean, that actually means there are multiple participants. From flesh and blood or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but there are multiple participants.
And not per se at the same time.
No, absolutely.
Right.
So one of the things I'm wanting to do in writing the Tech Futures for Indefinite Optimist book is to write it together with my co-author Adriana in proof, right? In my codex and in her codex instance.
Yeah.
And this builds up, right? I mean, she and I and her agent and my agent and whatever participant we manage to invite, right? We build up to this collective conversation.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And over time, and you can move away and come back and after a week.
Yeah.
Maybe connect to a Slack discussion you had, because sometimes I have Slack discussions which are really nice, right? So this inherently collective, world building is inherently collective, right? Because you build a world for somebody else, right? And he or she is there.
Yeah. It's also basically giving an increasingly a gift that's increasingly expressing itself towards others and also yourself, right? If you say, I think the sky needs to be pink, and somebody gets in there for the first time, says, oh, that was a great idea, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a bit like some people go to a certain Roblox world, right? Because they actually like it. It's and
because they like the people also, right? They can operate together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can remember, when was that? 2006? Mm-hmm. And I was really drawn to Ruby on Rails.
Ooh.
The framework.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people as well.
Yeah, but especially because the Ruby community was so different than the community I came from, the Java community.
There were communicative people. They were telling stories to each other.
Yeah, for the people now wondering and not watching but listening, why is one quiet? Because I made really big eyes now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there and just reading and listening how people communicate, right?
You know,
again, smell of the place.
Exactly. I started... So when Ruby on Rails started making videos on making a blog, for example, in Ruby on Rails, to me, there was the telltale sign like, okay, this is great. I did it before. I had the tools to do so. But how they did it, it's like the way they communicated these videos weren't technical.
Yeah.
They were telling a story. They were saying, this is easy. And not because they used the product, but because they made it seem easy.
Yeah.
They removed all hurdles for people to say, I want to do this as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that I think the difference between bijvoorbeeld, for example, Ruby on Rails, and let's say another scaffolding compatible kind of framework was indeed how it was documented and how it was presented towards people.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the technical savviness or complexity was per se the biggest hurdle.
And I really think that the next, I don't know, the product will be the scene. The scene is the product, right?
Exactly.
And I have used it many times before, but I love the term genius.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the genius is in the scene. This is exactly this.
So we're building, okay. So the thing that I talked about with the design, right? The building up a design.
Yeah.
So that's a scene.
That's a scene, yes.
Only in the case of the classical explanation that you gave was this is a communal thing between people. And I'm saying, okay, let's add stewards. Let artificial stewards that can make sure it's complete, that can make sure it's well groomed, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's lovely.
See, and that's why I need to. No, but it is. I mean, I just feel, right? It's smell of the place. I just know this is a way to explore, maybe the way to explore, right? And again, this technology is so breaking with everything we did before. But it
can be.
It can be. Should be. But it for sure.
But we're still looking at it as a.
I know.
Not as a muse, but as an
oracle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why?
This is. I mean, it's still hilarious that you can still explain this to people, and you're right. As in, this is an eye opener.
I basically get glazed over.
Okay, good. Maybe I self-select in certain audiences. That could.
I think you're a little bit better in selecting the people that you want to expose to that message.
Maybe that's it.
It's like blue pill, red pill kind of.
Yeah, probably.
Thing.
It's the.
Yeah.
I always forgot what blue and red is, but yeah. Which is the real
I think
one?
the red pill is going in the seeing what the true world is like.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
And the blue pill is just staying in Alice's world.
Yeah.
That was so okay. So we need to build such a thing. I think so. The conversation that you're having, building this world together with Adriana and with writing collectively, if you will.
Yeah.
So these two author coaches that you use might also want to talk to each other,
of course,
and making connections between
absolutely.
Making you have common thoughts, or hey, can we compare notes for these and these things so we can make it an even more dense or complete image?
Absolutely. Right. I mean, it's the and again, but this needs to be explored, right? Just like in 1992, this World Wide Web thing needed to be explored. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, all the things we now take for granted were invented.
Yeah, indeed.
In the end.
Yeah.
Right, and they didn't exist before that.
So somebody, I'm not sure who it was, but somebody said, let's say, Sneekes. And then the comment was, well, that's just a made-up word. And the response was, all words are made up. It's like, holy shit. And also, yeah. It was so nice to see, oh yeah, we can just make shit up because that's how the world works. It's some people just say, no, you can't change things. You can't change language. You can't redefine things or whatever kind of thing. And I think, you can. That's actually quite the point of everything. But let's say, okay. Let's wind a little bit back because we were talking about the effect of digital on the world, right? This individualism, etc. And to me, that's like the trace that digital left on our society, right? We reacted on such a thing. You have the my worlds of all the of pretty much every service in the world, including your municipality and your government. Everybody has a my environment to go for you to go to, and there's no our environment. Right? We use in the Netherlands. We used to have what's the digital city.
Yeah,
that was ours.
Yeah,
that truly was ours, and I guess Facebook might even be such a thing. But it's formalized, right? And the digital city was really using the city analogy to see. Oh, you have squares where you can be together and stuff like that. And I really like that sentiment, not using this artificial analogy of a city, but basically saying, okay, let's explore that being together in a digital space.
Yeah.
but specifically also, can we undo that? Can we say that individuality caused by digital design, can we undo that? Can we make it different, or can we enrich it? For example?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Well, or complement or build on. Right? I mean, it's the. I don't think you can unring this bell, right?
No,
and I'm actually not even convinced that I want this bell to be unringed, because sometimes I want my environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, it's the. But again, right? I mean, this technology, what we're talking about, is so. I mean, it has agency. That's why it's called an agent, right? And something on my behalf goes out into the world and meets other people or other agents.
Yes.
Right. And I think you also mentioned that one. I think the temporal aspect is so interesting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Indeed.
When I work in a tool, right? Clickety, click, and then I go away to have a beer or something. I mean, it's done, right? But this persists, it goes on, and it comes back sometimes like an hours or a day later.
Yeah, as a behavior, as an object, an artifact, as a culture. Yeah.
I mean, twice a day I get a summary from an agent about what happened in my mailbox. But it's a really great moment to. I mean, I know it's silly, right? But
my first thought was, why wouldn't your mailbox just tell you?
That's it, of course. But again, right? I mean, it's the. But there you can see that this is a paradigm shift. So many things could have been happened in or at, but it needed to be invented.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, why wasn't Dropbox just part of the file system of macOS, for instance?
Yeah, indeed.
Somebody actually, had to make this on top.
Yeah.
But it's a great moment that something comes back to me and it says, Ron, this happened. I think there are 3 newsletters you should read, 5 more, but you tend to ignore them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you got this message you really need to reply to, which is so fun. Like this assistant comes in with a folder and says, "Hello, sir." And I really love this. But this is a recap of what happened 12 hours before, right? Because I get two a day. I'm just fascinated by the temporal aspect.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
and I go away and it continues.
Yeah, and to me, it's even the longer time spans. Like how does culture change by us doing all these things, right? So, for example, but also there's this one big example that you might also share. It is banks. We both have worked with banks, right? And to me, it's like, okay, so the proposition is what? You keep our money basically, just indefinitely until we ask it and spend it. And then we get a program, a book, that was a boekhoudpakket. A financial management application.
Exactly.
It's not a financial. It's because we see it's not management. It's just a financial app, and the only thing that it shows is transactions.
Oh yeah,
basically it is a select star from transactions where name is paid. Enter, and you get the list.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, okay, and this has been going on for how long? Since 2009, we've been doing digital banking. And to me, it's like, in those 14, 15 years, we should be able to rethink this and say, okay, so what do people actually want?
Yeah.
I want to see, can I buy an extra ice cream before the end of the month if I'm a kid? Right? Or do I need to ask for extra pocket money? Or in our case, hey, we probably want to do some traveling somewhere in August. Let's make sure that happens. Or let's save a little bit up. Or let's stuff like that.
Yeah. Again, I think this comes back to the individuality thing again, the whole my thing, because it's so isolated.
It is.
I mean, it's because I happen to work at a bank.
Have you though?
I have. It's the and I had a spell there that I was really enamored by embedded finance, right? And embedded finance is that financial services end up in other products or services.
Exactly.
Right? And I think if
and it did.
Well, if you would allow for that one, right? I mean, I go through life, and at certain points in my life, digitally, my financial representative pops up and then says the proverbial, "You can take this ice cream."
Yeah, exactly.
Or I would not.
Yeah.
Right? But of course, that means you, as a financial service, have to embed yourself in something bigger than you, i.e. my life.
Exactly.
And guess what?
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't need to.
No, they certainly don't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
And the perception is that, but this is what
whatever the perception might be.
Yeah, but you need this inversion, right? I mean, and again, and then you get to this communal thing again, right? You're part of something bigger.
So
inherently part of something bigger.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it starts to happen. So, for example, I have a financial book program. It's called Moneybird, and they provide us with credit cards, and they provide us with insurance if we like.
Yeah.
And the other way around, Knap, which is one of the banks I use,
me too.
and Knap also offers up bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It's that bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping. That was the phrase we were looking for.
It's something nobody wants. It's something that everybody wants to be happening, but nobody wants to ever look at it because you want to deal with the results of bookkeeping rather than doing bookkeeping.
Yeah.
And somehow we still have bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's a world that we can fix easily.
Yeah, that's also one of the things I'm going to try.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, sorry. So these are the few topics that I actually furiously disagree. And I saw this new bank pop up in the Netherlands, and they just do the same, only with a different name and a different color of orange. And it's not that orange. It's not with the blue. It's just orange. It's horrible. Let's see. Because I had some topic. Okay. This I think we have time. We have time. I saw this. I'm a LinkedIn addict. This is my self-flagellation practice. I read dumb things on LinkedIn, which is really easy because
I was about to say that.
I have an algorithm that apparently just want to offer me either AI slop or the wrong opinions of people. And so there's this initiative in the Netherlands. They say, okay, we need to do AI in the Netherlands from a governmental perspective. So the government says, here you go. Here is 12 million euros, which is kind of like interesting, the specific number. And make GPT-NL. That was the assignment. And there was this cloud, like this guy waving his fist to the cloud saying, how can we do this because it's 12 million euros and in America they're spending such a number every second of ChatGPT running. So how might this even make any difference at all? And to me, that perspective is that we want to compete with things that are already there is ludicrous. So the premise of his outrage, to me, didn't make any sense at all. Because I don't think the Netherlands wants to compete with ChatGPT, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, etc. But then the question came, so what do they want? And to me, it was like, well, something that is, from my point of view, is starting to happen, but not enough, which is small, cute AIs. And I use this specific term because I got that term from Kars. Kars is a friend I see once in a while at conferences. And Kars is a scientist, and he's about explainable AI. And he says we don't have enough cute and relatable and small AIs specific for a function. And I think he's right. I think most big AIs are general AIs. They can help us with all the things.
Thankfully.
And they might be useful for, let's say, global issues, connected issues. But I think it might be interesting for small initiatives to also discover like specific applications of AI. And I'm not sure what your view is on this, but I don't know what. I wouldn't know what, because the most immediate leap that you would make is like, let's make a Dutch AI, but that's not really useful. It's quite easy, actually. I would think, but I wouldn't know.
Well, the LL in LLM doesn't stand for lowland.
No, well, it should.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's the. No, I think that the small cute AIs, but again, it's the. No.
It bothers you?
Yeah, it bothers me because it's the. I think what is so fascinating about the kind of AI we keep talking about in this lovely podcast. Mm-hmm. What's so fascinating about them is that they're not small,
right,
or that they're not vertical, but that I don't know where the boundaries are.
Right.
And sometimes things I think they should be good at are totally bad, like your example in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
With this, and you think, what the hell is this? And
it's the House of L.
House of L. Okay.
Lincoln Snow Globes.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Thank you. So that it makes it easier for me to look up later on. No, and sometimes they do things I never thought they would do, and they do it amazingly well.
Yeah, exactly.
And this I don't know.
So the size correlates with the surprises that we have.
Yeah, maybe even the emergent behavior of these things. Right, and I think the emergent, I can prove it. Again, I have no time on my hands, so I should make a little research about this one. But I think the emergent behavior and a large languageness of it all is probably connected.
I like this.
Yeah. And it's the
and this is something, bookmark this in your mind.
Yeah, it's
emergent behavior. Specifically might be the traces that AI leaves on our society.
And actually I already did, because I had a chat this week, and I made a point that actually working with an agent is like working in a complex adaptive system.
Yeah.
Because in a complex system you cannot design the outcome.
Right.
But what you can design is the conditions that the outcome falls in the spectrum of likeliness you would like to have.
Yeah. Would you also combine that with intent?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is what intent is, right? I mean,
well, the conditions might not dictate.
No, I mean
what you really want. I mean,
you articulate your intent.
Yeah.
Against a backdrop of conditions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not slightly wiggling my hand, but these things go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that I get this spectrum, right, that I don't get the solution, but I don't know, a likelihood or a resemblance of what I thought. I have an ex-colleague who kept complaining to me that when he was coding with these agents, his prompts had to look like programming languages, otherwise he wouldn't get the solution he wanted. Well, if you want the solution you want, then program that damn thing. The whole the greatness of this is that you express your intent, and what you just said, then suddenly something pops up, and you said, never thought about this. Something you think, this is really bad.
That would be a great improvement in the interface, that you can say,
yeah.
In just point out a word or a line or whatever kind of thing.
I do that quite often, because in ChatGPT you only have thumbs up and thumbs down. I also want to do
Yeah, exactly. But for a specific thing. Not for the entire block that it generates.
Yeah.
Because it's quite verbose.
Yeah. But I often comment, intellectual promiscuity.
Yeah.
I literally said, I said something, I'm wiggling my tail like a happy puppy.
Yeah.
Intellectual promiscuity.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's the... But I think this is the superpower of these things. And actually coming back to something, explainable AI. Okay, I'm not. No, I'm not going to dump on the man's profession.
No,
right?
no. It's his research, right? So he's also neutral in this. But he kind of hooks into, let's make sure AI is usable for the broader audience, right? That it can justify itself. its results in somehow. So let's say if you say you give an intent, that it can justify its results by that intent or by your world building.
Yeah, okay, in that sense. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like, and because he wants to scale it down, right? Or not scale it down, but make it more specific. Yeah. So let's say once something emerges, he says, okay, let's give this a new home.
Or instead of make it less complex, if not complex at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Because again, in complex system, if you have an outcome, you cannot reason back more often than not to the actual events that happen to the outcome.
No.
And that's not because you're stupid or that's because the system is evil.
No.
It's not. That's a definition of complexity that you cannot.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say it sounds like a time paradox, right? You can't travel back in time and change a little thing in the hopes of getting another outcome, because you definitely will get a different outcome, but not the outcome that you desire.
Yeah. So I adore the largeness of these things.
Yeah, exactly. I get that.
And the uncertainty and the jagged frontier, right? I mean, one moment they're brilliant and you do the same thing with a slight tweak.
Yeah.
10 seconds later and it's horrible. And I find that fascinating.
So I think I've asked him to let's talk about it. I will probably see him somewhere in August or something. And
let's do a podcast.
Well, he's definitely interesting enough to do a podcast, and he's also open, like us, to say, okay, that's a dumb idea or whatever, or this is interesting. But I really, so I'm really interested specifically also to say, okay, so where do we go from here?
Yeah, and of course these things can exist next to each other, right? I mean,
exactly.
It's this whole species, we need a Dave and Attenborough that actually documents all these little AI species.
Did you see the small AI?
The small AI. Isn't she cute?
Feeding itself, feeding its young.
I'm not sure we should try to mimic the voice of Sir David Attenborough.
Okay, sorry, David Attenborough. But I think that might be interesting indeed. I'm not sure. Should we have guests in our podcast? Should we make a specific podcast for guests?
Yeah.
Let's put the fire at their feet and say, okay, talk about what you really want.
Should be fun.
Yeah. We'll call it the Spice Girls. Really, really want. Sorry. Okay. I look at our cute little clock and I think this is a great moment to stop.
It's amazing how we always find a moment to stop, actually.
Well, also the switching of topics. I think we have a timing. We definitely have a timing. It's like we are fed up with the topic at a certain point.
Yeah,
we just want to continue to
continue.
Yeah. So
this was fun.
This was definitely very interesting, quite interesting again. And we'll see you the next time. Oh, by the way, if you want to follow us and specifically read all the snow globes of Ron, go to itsjustamodel.com, and there's somewhere hidden also an email address if you want to say stuff to us, but we don't read it per se every week. So see you next time.
Bye bye. Oh, deze was leuk, geloof ik.